Hello. I've got some very important material today. Some essays that I have been studying for quite a long time on the subject of reincarnation and reaching our soul. I will begin. The concept of reincarnation was born within Eastern spirituality, where it became an integral part of its vision of reality. Because Buddhism and Hinduism see life as a cycle of suffering and maya, one of the main motivations underlying the Eastern spiritual path has been to reach liberation from the prison of reincarnation through becoming dissolved in the universal self. The concept of reincarnation in Buddhism was taken from Hinduism, but because in Buddhism there is a complete denial of self, those concepts actually make little sense. After all, for who is it that is supposed to incarnate if there is no self? Still, Buddhism needed a concept of reincarnation to justify the kind of spiritual path whose main goal was the liberation from suffering. Without reincarnation, their vision of the path would lose its attraction. Why bother practicing if there is no life after death, no coming back to finish one's evolution? It is said that after his awakening, Buddha saw all of his lifetimes, even as inorganic forms. But what he saw was more a product of collective memories than his own personal story. The same goes for most people who have revelations about their past lives. What they experience is the mixing up of their personal memories with the collective memory. There is no such a thing as the automatic transmigration of souls, carrying an individual sense of self from one body to another, either within a single species or from one species to another. These concepts are the product of conjecture and fantasy. Moreover, in many ways they are deeply counterintuitive. The main confusion around the subject of reincarnation has to do with who or what actually reincarnates. The fact is that humans do not have any fixed identity in their existence at all. What is there in them that can reincarnate? Their sense of self is no more than a mixture of various collective programmings. It is only a relatively solid physical body combined with a stream of fragmented thoughts and personal memories that allow us to claim, "Oh, this is me." Reincarnation cannot happen unless our essential sense of self has become truly solid, substantial, and real within us. Only such a solidified self, a solidified me, if you like, can sustain the continuity of its existence after the death of the physical body. That fundamental substance of our existence must awaken to its own identity beyond the mind and personality and realize its own divine nature. Such a me we could call the soul. Ego and personality cannot withstand physical death. For the ego, entering death could be likened to an astronaut stepping into a black hole. He would instantly vanish and disintegrate. It is the soul, our real identity, given that it has evolved sufficiently, that can withstand death and reincarnate. That is why we could call it a reincarnation of selection, because the vital criterion simply does not apply to the majority of souls here on earth. Therefore, only a select few will actually reincarnate. All the rest will simply be washed away. So, life is a meeting of destiny with chance. Our whole universe took billions of years to develop from cosmic dust, and from that chaos we find ourselves living on this small and insignificant planet, as if alone in the cosmos. How could all of this happen? Well, life has invested tremendous energy into this universe in the hope that somewhere, at some point in time, sentient beings will come into existence. Life is constantly seeking a way, like mountain streams carving corridors through uneven rocks for their flow into the ocean. So the question is how to discover the real identity. How can I do that? One answer is quite simple, and that is sit quietly and do absolutely nothing. People don't like to do that. They feel discomforted. Their mind starts spinning, their body starts aching, and in a way they like that. They might say to a teacher of meditation, "Oh, I can't meditate because my mind is talking all the time." But in fact, those people like that, because it relieves them of the journey into the unknown. That discomfort at being dead, of stopping moving, that discomfort is the beginning of the unknown, and at the other end of that journey is the discovery of who I really am, the real individual, a deepening contact with myself in the silence, in the unmoving silence, in the substance. Now, yes, you can have 3 cups of coffee and get busy, and there is a joy in it, and you do feel yourself a little stronger when you get busy, you get going, you do feel yourself a bit stronger, but that is only one side of the alchemy of the law of 3. Human beings, especially in the West, are extremely unbalanced. They feel themselves only by moving and getting busy and talking and so on. And there is a natural, as society decays, there is a natural splitting where men no longer hold within themselves the active and the passive. They no longer bridge that inside themselves. And then the law of alchemy stops working inside of them, and the light goes out. And then they become desperate, and that's where the Western world has arrived at. Bring a personal soulfulness to your activity and to your passivity, sitting very quietly alone in the evening, removing everything, even removing things from the reach of your fingertips, so that there is nothing apart from the silence of the inner dark mountain that you must reach and recognize and penetrate, because that is you, and you must learn to be there and to be the one who is there. That is how it happens. That is how it happens. In the stillness, like walking into a dark cavern and not panicking. Very, very slowly, your intelligence starts to feel the inner landscape, starts to recognize himself there inside. For many years I sat in front of a mirror with a small candle in the darkness, especially in the winter season, and looking in my eyes, not from my personality, looking through myself. We're trying to reach who I was. Inside, I was feeling, what is my question? How can I feel myself more deeply? How can I become myself? A tremendous inner churning, yearning,